You ready to take your leadership journey to the next level? On the leadership platform TLP, we don't just talk about leadership, we live it. This year, we are bringing you cutting-edge insights, transformative tools, and real-world strategies to help you lead with confidence, purpose, and impact. This year, we have 4 seasons with 50 episodes. We will dive into themes such as leading self, leading others, and leading institutions. We bring you Leaders Are Readers. This monthly session focuses on book reviews, discussions, encouraging all participants to read along with selected books on personal leadership and professional leadership. We also have a time with the CEO. In this segment, we dive into the stories of prominent CEOs who share their insights, lessons learned throughout their leadership journey. We also bring you extraordinary leadership stories, highlighting individuals in our societies who are doing extraordinary things. This segment inspires viewers with real-life examples of leadership in action. We will bring you some brilliant minds, courageous leaders changing the narrative of Africa. We also bring you finally the expert-led sessions, which cover a wide range of leadership and personal development topics, providing practical guidance and actionable strategies for personal and professional development. The leadership platform is your go-to space for personal growth, professional breakthroughs, and meaningful connections. I am Joy Bunsu-Schmutz, co-host on TLP, and I will see you every Saturday, 7 p.m. GMT, live on YouTube and Facebook.
Hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning from wherever you're joining us. Today is the 30th of August, 2025, and we are happy to see you again on the leadership platform where we bring you the 224th session of our episodes. And as usual, we would like you to announce yourself, tell us where you are joining us from, and let us know what you are expecting from the session today, where we bring you Leaders Are Readers. My name is Sarah Jessie Appiah, and I'm joining you from Geneva, Switzerland, and it's my pleasure to be your moderator and host today. And as we all know, this is our favorite time of the year. And for today's session, we're going to talk about Today Matters. It's a book by John Maxwell, and Sam, our visionary host for this platform, will be leading the session today. He will share his thoughts for about 30 to 40 minutes, and you will have the opportunity to ask questions and comment, but please do so even as he speaks. I haven't seen anybody telling us they have joined us, so without much ado, Sam, I think I'll just have you come onto the call because we were slightly late, and we do apologize for coming on a little bit late. So Sam, if you are there, join me, and if you can hear me, let me know whether you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, Sarah, thank you so much for your time and your commitment. And indeed, this is a good time for us to meet with our good friends to share leadership and development lessons. So if you're hearing us, I hope people have learned and connected. Please introduce yourself and let us know where you are connecting from. Strangely, We don't see anybody introducing. We know you connect most of the time, and we don't. You don't always introduce yourself, but it's a good time to introduce yourself so we know where you're connecting from. Yeah,
Sam, I think we have
and
an
the
echo from
technology
your,
is working.
we have an echo from your end.
Okay,
So
one
let's,
second.
all right.
All right. Is it
Okay.
better?
Yes, I think this is better. So if you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up.
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect.
And
Great. So, Sam, you have been a little bit away for some time. Where have you been, and what are you bringing to us? What new news are you bringing from all your travels?
well, Sarah, it's been good. It's been great. Leadership in Africa is thriving, particularly coaching is thriving. So I have been away a bit to um, away in Zanzibar where we had a meeting with some financiers who have supported the development of coaching for malaria um, control professionals, people in public health who are in the domain of malaria. And this Bill Gates is supporting um, leadership development and coaching across Africa, piloted or anchored by three universities: Makerere University in Uganda, Strathmore University in Kenya, and Pretoria University in South Africa. And these universities are working with other universities and organizations to help develop leadership and coaching. And CTL Africa, we were privileged to be the anchor coaching company for the Makerere University, which was holding this leadership program across 6 African countries, including 11 universities. And we had the opportunity to roll out a leadership program for some of their alumni, about 60 of them, for a period of 6 months. And it was great when we gave the report to the Bill Gates Foundation and the leadership of the program, and the testimonies that came from the power of coaching was amazing. So those are some of the things happening. Apart from that, we've been focused on Live to Lead.
That's right. That's what I
One
wanted you to
that
talk
was
about.
John Maxwell and the team in IMC in Orlando. Well, I didn't go to Orlando. I was there with them virtually, and it was amazing. 3,000 people were in the room,
Wow.
and several other thousands were connecting online on the International Maxwell Conference. It was powerful, it was engaging, and at the end, there was the LIVE2LEAD pre-launch, and it was amazing. There's all the speakers that are coming on LIVE2LEAD were introduced with their themes. So it's been great. It's been amazing, and I feel like I'm growing bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm energized, Sarah. So that's what's been going on, and I know you were part of some of those programs also. So yeah.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. So you can, to our viewers, you can see that Sam has got so much to share, and he will even weave some into what he's going to share with us today. So, Sam, I give you the floor to share with us Today Matters as we prepare for Leave to Lead
Oh,
on the 10th of October. So
all
take it.
right. So I'm going to share my slides. Let me
Mhm.
see.
And
Right.
as we are sharing it, I just want to acknowledge Grace Amo from Ghana, and she's excited to learn about Today Matters. Nadine Robert she's also says she's joining from Accra, and she's happy to hear and to get insights from inspiring leaders like you. Richard Ankuma.
Great.
Richmond Ankuma is also saying hello. He's joining. Says hello to Sarah. Okay, it's been a while, indeed, indeed. So Leave to Lead is going to be fire, he says. So we can't wait. Come on. So let's see your comments coming. And Sam, take us away when you're ready with your slides.
All right. I'm trying to load my presentation. So I think it's coming. But Sarah, as you said, we're going to discuss this evening the power of today, and very often we are all focused. And if I ask the question, how many of us, please share with me this night on the chat, share with us, what is your big goal? What do you want to become? I just want to hear a few things. What is the biggest thing you want to achieve with your life? Let's see. There are a few people have introduced themselves. Let me just take a minute to listen to you or to read from you. What do you want to achieve? What is your biggest goal in your life? All right. So I can see Richmond is here, and I can see Nadine. Oh, Nadine, my VPE from Toastmasters is here.
Uh-huh.
Great. So let's hear from you. Let's see your big goal. And Dr. Grace is here. Thank you, Doc, for coming. And for those of you who are connected and have not introduced yourself, please do, because it's our pleasure that we see you introduce yourself. But share with us in one sentence, what is your big goal? All right. I'm sure it will come through as you type. But and Sarah, you would monitor and let me know if anybody is sharing. But
Definitely.
today matters in leadership. That is what we're going to try to understand, where leadership comes in. And by the time you share your goals, I'm sure that, like the young boy who told his mother that he will buy her an aeroplane. Now, in the village, these boys were playing, and an aeroplane was flying over, and they saw the aeroplane flying over, and they went to their mother and said, "Mommy, what is that?" And the mother says, "Well, that is an aeroplane. With an aeroplane, you can go to any part of the world." Then the small boy look at his mother and say, "Oh, mommy, it's good. When I grow up, I'll buy you an aeroplane." Now, that is great vision for a boy to decide that he's going to buy an aeroplane for his mother when he was that young. And many of us have such great ideas that, oh, we want to get this, we want to be like that. Somebody wants to travel across the world. Somebody wants to buy a yacht. Somebody wants to build a dream house. Somebody wants to have a great marriage. Somebody wants to have 5 children. Somebody wants to have 10 children. Now, these are great visions. Somebody wants to be a president of Ghana and change this country. That is an important vision. Now, every leader has a vision for himself or for the organization. In fact, leaders are dealers in vision. And so when you set yourself to achieve a great goal, how do you do that? Every year at the beginning of the year, many people do resolutions. And we set things that we want to do by the end of the year. I'm sure many of us did that. If you set a resolution at the beginning of the year, I want you to ask yourself, what was that resolution? And we are end of August today. What has become of that resolution? You see, the challenge is that we all set big goals and we assume that that goal will happen. And we overestimate what we can achieve in a year. So in a year, oh, I'm going to get married, I'm going to build a house, I'm going to buy an aeroplane, I'm going to buy a car. We overestimate that, but we underestimate the power of today. And so we ignore today, and we're hoping that by the end of the year, our goal would have been achieved. Whether it's a 5-year vision, a 10-year vision, I'm here to announce to you that that vision that you want to achieve starts from today. And whether or not you are going to be able to achieve that vision depends on what you are doing today. So that question is, how does today impact tomorrow's success? And that's what we're trying to examine. How does today impact tomorrow's success? The success that you have set yourself to achieve tomorrow, how is it impacted by tomorrow, by today? Now, we all have heard about this proverb: Rome was not built in a day. So I want you guys to share with me, those who can type in, if Rome was not built in a day, when was Rome built? How was Rome built? If you can share with me, that would be great. Rome was not built in a day. And Abenyi says, good morning, all. I once again proud to join this team from Benue State, Nigeria. My goal is to become a transformative leader that will build a system that will provide hope and direction for a great leadership in Nigeria. And that's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful goal. Now, so yes, Frank Essien is sharing here. He says, Rome was built every day. I want some other ideas. How was Rome built if Rome was not built in a day? All right. Thank you, Frank, Dr. Frank, for sharing. Indeed, Rome was not built in a day, and that proverb actually was formulated by a French philosopher. In those days, Rome was the most magnificent city in Europe. And everybody wanted to go to Rome. It was a center also of knowledge and of religion and development. And this French philosopher looked at how gorgeous Rome was and said Rome was not built in a day. But as Dr. Frank is saying, Rome was not built in a day, but Rome was built daily. Every day, something was done. A block was laid, a foundation was laid, a roof was put on one building, some building was painted. One block after the other, little by little, that city was built. And that is the essence of the proverb. Rome was not built in a day. And that also goes to the root of our lives and our visions. Rome, Dr. Gray says, Rome was built over several centuries. Yes, it was not just one day, but over a period. But within that period, it was daily. People were committed to build daily so that they could have that city the way it was. Now, let me share a few thoughts with you about some misconceptions that we all have. When you think about your big goal, many of us sometimes look at the goal and either us or some people will look at it and say, that goal is impossible. This is too much. How are you going to be able to do that? To change Ghana? And I hear a lot of people say, no, you cannot change Ghana. Africa cannot be changed. Oh. So we criticize that sources. And even ourselves, we criticize the sources that we put, the goals that we set. Again, sometimes we believe that success is something mythical. So we have to search for it. And people are going to Malam and they are going to prophets. In fact, recently in Ghana, when there was a disaster, a very painful disaster, that a plane crashed and several of our good people, ministers, died. And it came out that several people calling themselves prophets have actually said they had seen that there was going to be a plane crash. And so all sort of videos started popping up. And in the panic, what happened? The government official ministry was invited people that if you have any vision, turn it to an office of the government so that they can review the vision. Because people were saying that, so these people saw the vision, and if they had, the government had done something, maybe somebody would not have used the helicopter, because some of the visions were saying it's going to be a helicopter crash, people are going to die, and so on. And so, for a lot of us, to avoid that kind of disaster, it's a mythical thing, and we have to look for mysteries. And so many people are running after prophets and just to look for success because we think that it is mythical. Many of us believe that success comes from lack, so we hope for it. I cannot do anything. When I was in the sixth form, and one of the subjects I studied was general paper, and part of it was logic. And one of the frequent questions that was asked in the logic paper was, what will happen will happen. It doesn't matter what I do. If I'll pass, I'll pass. If I'll fail, I'll fail. So it was a question that you are supposed to discuss in a logic paper. The underlying thinking is that, success to pass my exams is luck. Everything that will happen to me is luck. And we have the idea of fate. This is what God destined for me. So we just hope for it and fold our arms. Many of us also believe success is productivity. So we work hard. Let me spend the energy and work hard, because if I don't work hard and produce, I will not be successful. And that is what we wake up every morning and running, which is fine. Again, we think that success comes from opportunity. And it's true. Sometimes success comes from opportunity. So what do? We wait for that opportunity. But unfortunately, that opportunity will give you success only when you are prepared. Because when opportunity comes and you are not prepared, you don't get it. So we're going to see how the preparation fits into today. So many of us also think that success is leverage. So we power up for it. So what I have, the beauty I have, the energy I have, the power I have to leverage on that, use that so that I can get it. And I see sometimes, when, especially, excuse me, not to be misogynic, but when our ladies are going for interview, some of them believe that their looks will give them the job. So they want to leverage on their looks and they will dress to kill. And sometimes they get it. Many of us also believe that success is connections. So what do? We network for it. Let me go to that meeting. Let me go to that place. Let me go to that conference and get connect with some people, which is fine. Again, some of us believe that success is recognition. We're working so hard so the boss will recognize me. So we strive for it. And the most powerful one sometimes many of us believe that success is an event. So we schedule it just like we have scheduled LIVE2LEAD to come on October 10th this year. Many people have scheduled things. You've scheduled your wedding, you've scheduled your anniversary, you've scheduled when you want to achieve something, because we think it is an event. By this date, I would have been that. And these are all misconceptions that we have. And what does this do to us? What happens is that when we believe that all this is the process of success, and that success is an event, we overestimate the event and we underestimate the process that leads to the event. And so that is what I wanted to focus on. Many of us over exaggerate yesterday. The things that happened to me yesterday, that's why I'm here. Because my parents were poor, because my boss fired me, because I didn't get that job. If I had gotten that job, we over exaggerate what has happened yesterday and its impact on us. And we overestimate what we can do tomorrow. I am going to do this by tomorrow. I'm going to achieve this. And so we focused on tomorrow. And in so doing, whilst we are exaggerating yesterday and overestimating tomorrow, we underestimate today. We underestimate what we can achieve today, what today can do to correct what happened yesterday, and what today can do to redirect tomorrow. And that is the message I want us to focus on. Now, as a young boy, I grew up in a village, and very often when we do farming, sometimes you're farming and there's a big tree somewhere and you have to fell that tree. And I remember once, there were several trees and my father says, we should go and fell that tree. And I said, but this is too big, we can't fell it. And they give us this axe like this young boy. So go and fell the tree. Well, after grumbling for some time, there was no choice. You had to do it. So we started. You knock, and you're tired. You go and eat. You go and sleep. You go and knock, go and sleep. Knock. Over a period, the big tree eventually fell. And that big vision that you have, it's not going to happen overnight. It is your daily working at it today and every day that is going to give you that vision. So successful people make the right decisions early and manage those decisions daily. So you make a decision of who you want to become. You make a decision of what kind of life you want to have. You make a decision of what kind of goals you want to achieve. You make a decision of what kind of country you want to have for Ghana. You make that decision early, and then daily you manage that decision. It's just like felling a huge tree. That is how it works. Now, that requires us to prepare. And the preparation we do today is what gives us the confidence and the success for tomorrow. So let me share with you the power of preparation and how it impacts tomorrow. Because every day, whatever you are doing today, you are either preparing or you are repairing. What you are doing today, you are either preparing or you are repairing. So if you had a good relationship and you messed it up, you did something and the relationship is mad, then today you have to look for a way. In fact, just this evening I was speaking to one of my good mentees, And we're looking, I was asking about some of the things that have happened in her life. And one of the things she was telling me a very beautiful story of when the parents wanted her to do nursing. So she went to nursing school for a year. But when they had to go for the clinicals, she went to the hospital and she didn't like it. She was actually afraid of what she was seeing in the hospital. She didn't like it. The parents would not allow her to stop the nursing because for the father, he has to be a nurse. So what did she do? One day, when she was giving her school fees to go and pay for the nursing, she wanted to do a design, the dressmaking. So she went to look for a place, took that school fees, went to pay for it, left the house, told them she was going to school, and she didn't go to the nursing school. She went to hire a little place and started her dressmaking unknown to her parents. One day she had a big call from her father. Where are you? And she was like, hey, do they know where I am now? Maybe they have called the school and so on. So now, because she did not sit down, the parents, or the parents will not listen. Now she's taking a certain step, which has now kind of fractured a bit the relationship. Now it was difficult for her to come home. She told me in the end, she said, I used to have a great relationship with my father. But since that action, now the relationship is not that good. What is happening is that since that time, she's repairing the relationship. So every decision you take today, you are either preparing for tomorrow or you are repairing for something that happened yesterday. And that's what life is about. And you have to be sure, what action are you taking today? Now, preparation helps you to focus on today. But repairing makes you focus on yesterday. So many of us, because of what mistakes we have done, we are spending today repairing the things we should have done yesterday. Again, when you are preparing your life today, it increases efficiency. But repairing consumes a lot of time. You have to spend time to fix things. And recently, I've had 2 bad experiences with an architect who was doing a project for me. And found late that the guy had done a very bad shoddy job. So I brought a new architect to come and look at the work, and I couldn't see, there was a bad as it is. There are a few things I didn't like. But once the experts came on the ground, they examined the place, and they said, Sam, there's big issues here. The content of the cement was not good. The size of the pillars are not good. So many things were wrong. So I said, what do we do? Well, they said that, the best option is to pull the building down. So what? The building is being raised to first level and ready to roof. To pull this building down? No way. Is there nothing we can do? So, there's something you can do, but it's going to be very, very difficult. And that is the problem. When you don't prepare today, you don't do the right things today, you will spend the whole of tomorrow repairing. In fact, for the last 4 months, we've left that project and we are still thinking about ways to advance it. The project that was going by now would have finished, we stopped it. So that's what repairing does to you. It consumes time, but preparing increases confidence. But when you are repairing, it causes discouragement. And that's what has happened to me. I'm so discouraged. My brother is so discouraged on that project when we're so confident that we're putting up a house and getting it. Preparing saves money. Repairing increases the cost. And I tell you, this project that I'm talking about, when they send the bill of just bringing down the building and beginning it again. So it's like we're spending twice the cost of that money. Preparing pays now, but repairing pays now for yesterday. So what you were paying today is for yesterday, the things you should have done. And that is when you lose today. Preparing takes you to a higher level, whereas repairing becomes an obstacle to growth. So I don't want you to spend your time repairing. Ask yourself, what's going on in your life now? What are you working on now? The actions you are taking now, is it preparing you for tomorrow, or you are repairing for yesterday? Benjamin Franklin says, one day is worth two tomorrows. What I am to be, I am now becoming. One day is worth two tomorrows. What I am to be, I am becoming now. And that is the power of now. What you want to become tomorrow, don't wait for tomorrow. You have to start now. And that requires making decisions and being disciplined. And those are the two sides of the formula. Make decisions today and discipline yourself today to be able to do it. But the problem is that sometimes you make good decisions, but you don't have the discipline to carry them through. And that is a plan without a payoff. So make the big decisions, but get the discipline today to be able to execute it. On the other hand, if you are you are disciplined today, but you don't have a good decision, which is the direction you are going, your life becomes regimentation, which will not give you the right reward. So you need a good decision plus a daily discipline, and that is what will help you to create a masterpiece of your life and build the potential that you want. All right? This is very, very important. Most of us are not leading our lives. We are living our lives to chance. Now, quickly, there are some choices that you can do daily, and I will share this slide, so I'm not going to be able to go through them all. There are 12 of them. If you want tomorrow to be better, some of the areas that you need to watch on a daily basis are here. Number one, your attitude. You need to choose and display the right attitude every day, daily, because your attitude determines your altitude. Number two, priorities. Daily, today, you have to determine and act upon the important priorities. There are so many demands on your life: TikTok, Facebook, that, many emails, everybody is calling you. What is your priority? If you have set that big goal, let your actions today focus on that. The third thing is health. Know and follow healthy guidelines. It's absolutely important, because no matter what your vision is, if you don't have good health, it's going to be a problem. Family is very important. Daily communicate and care for your family. Take the steps that will advance your family, invest in the family, and get the results, because eventually that is where we all retire to. The other aspect that needs daily cultivation is our thinking. We need to practice and develop good thinking habits. You are your thoughts. The way you think, as a man, the Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. So what thoughts are you thinking daily, today? Next is commitment. Make and keep proper commitment. If you're not able to keep your commitment, you will not get trust. So when you make promises, keep them. The big aspect is our finances. Make and properly manage our cedis or dollars, money. If you don't make the right decisions today about your money, you get old and you'll be very, very miserable. The other aspect is our faith. The need to deepen and live out your faith is so important on a daily basis. Believe in what you believe and act it out. Let it be shown. Relationships is very important. Initiate and invest in solid relationships daily. So if you're not sure what to do, these 12 things, choose one of them and work on them. But if you can do all these 12, it's going to be great. It's going to move you towards your objective. Generosity. Plan for and model generosity. You see, what you give comes to you in manifold. The scripture says it is more blessed to give than to receive. So if you want peace, give peace. If you want happiness, give happiness. If you want kindness, give kindness. That would multiply back to you. The 11th is values. Embrace and practice good values on a daily basis. Because values is what makes you, it's what gives you credibility. And the last thing is growth. Seek and experience improvement. The Japanese will call it the kaizen, daily improvement, daily growth. And that is why we are here on the leadership platform. That is why at CTL, we would like to bring to you every day, daily, the things that will help you. So choose one of these things, make a decision for your life, review that decision and ask yourself, which good decision have I already made today? Identify the decision you still must make today. Identify that decision and choose one of the decisions and determine how to make it today, this week. Don't leave it for tomorrow. What action do you have to take? Remember, a victory of discipline in one area of your life can carry over and help you win in other areas of your life. And this is very, very important. So just decide. Now, Sarah, before I close, I just want to share the flywheel effect. And this flywheel effect is taken from Jim Collins' book, Good to Great. Now, in his book, Good to Great, and I would encourage you who is listening to look for Good to Great and read that book. Jim Collins and a team of researchers set out to examine many companies and to find out what is it that made a company go from good to great. And there are several elements of that. The first lesson in that book is that good is the enemy of great. Maybe you are good. You're a good teacher, a good coach, a good employee, a good husband, a good wife, a good son, a good whatever, a good boss. But Jim Collins says you can be great. And once you settle for good, you limit yourself from becoming great. Now, one of the things he found with the good to great companies was that they embodied what he called the flywheel effect. Now, the flywheel is a heavy, wheel which you need to push. Let's say you need to push a huge wheel. And I remember when I was in the village, you have a lot of, you're working on the farm and there's this big rock and you have to push the rock over from one point to the other. That's how the flywheel is. You need to push it because it's heavy. You need to put in a little effort at the beginning, huge effort, and begin to push. And as you're pushing it, it will move just by a little, just by a little, just by a little. And over time, as you continue to push on a daily basis, over time, that wheel gains momentum. And once it starts running away, you may not need any more pushing. But if you don't start and push it gradually, you are not going to have that flywheel move. You're not going to build momentum. And Jim Collins says they found this to be a phenomenon with good to great companies. And these good to great companies never set out with a big, huge announcement of what they are going to do in 5 years or 10 years. They just know the direction they are going and they build over time. And as they make the good decision over time, they build momentum. And it is the build up of the momentum that brings the breakthrough. And that build up of momentum is done daily. Now, they also found that there are some companies that went very high and came down. And that they call the dooms loop. The people who are not very consistent in what they're doing, they go up, they see one thing, good thing, they want to do it, they change their mind, and then, so that is also the dooms loops, and then quickly it spirals down. So if you have a good project, a good objectives you want to achieve, I want to recommend the flywheel effect concept for you. Read Jim Collins' book, and it says simply that cumulative effort, consistency create momentum. So do you need momentum in your life? Do you feel that you are stuck somewhere in your life? Do you feel that things are not going as they are? I want to encourage you. Keep pushing daily, piece by piece, step by step, movement by movement. And that push on a daily basis that you do today and tomorrow and the next is going to build up the momentum and give you the breakthrough to your success. Now, I want to encourage you as I bring this to an end that if there's one decision you have to make today, I'm going to recommend to you to make a decision today for LIVE2LEAD. I have had a sneak peek to what is going to happen on LIVE2LEAD, and I can promise you it's going to be big. Now, this year, we are bringing you LIVE2LEAD on October 10th. The theme is Leading for Sustainable Wealth and Prosperity, empowering individuals, corporates, and businesses to achieve long-term success. And that's why I'm sharing this with you, because the vision of achieving long-term success starts from today. And it is what you do today that would determine that success. In Ghana, we have Dr. Sam Jonah, who is going to anchor the day for us, share his story. This is a great businessman, a great person who ran Ashanti Gold, ran international organizations and built them to highest levels. Dr. David Dote Ofosu is going to be with us again. He was there with us last year. Amazing presentation. Everybody wanted more from him. So we're bringing him back. And he's going to share with us this year how he has been able to build a law firm from just one lawyer to 6-country law firm. You know, that energy, that mindset is going to share with us. We also have Dr. George Donko, who is the president of the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and helping nations and organizations to create wealth. And he's going to share also with us some of the methods that they are advising companies. We also have from Ghana, Nora Bannerman, who is an industrialist, and she is going to be able to share her story of how he has created sustainable business that is giving her wealth. And then we have other powerful speakers from the US who are going to share with us. Tiffany is an amazing, you don't want to miss Jessie Cole. I mean, this is the speaker who is going to animate the room. We're all going to, if you don't know how to dance, don't come into the room, because he's going to power us on how you can put energy back into your business, into your life, because you need that energy to sustain the world. I'm encouraging all of you, if you're on this call today, you don't want to miss Live to Lead. This is the 8th year we are holding Live to Lead. A lot of companies have already booked places for their organization. This year, the space is not too big. We're having a space that can take us only 350 people. This will be in the auditorium of the Chartered Institute of Bankers. We're working with them on this project. So we want to encourage you. One of the things you can do today for yourself is to decide that you want to be at Live to Lead 2025, 10th October. I promise you, you will never regret it. Nobody has been to Live to Lead and regretted. Everybody who came to Live to Lead in the past comes again, and many of them are coming back. So I don't want you to miss today. I want you to make that decision. And if there is any way we can help you to prepare, we have about 6 weeks to Live to Lead so that you don't miss it. Finally, I want to share this quote from John Wooden, the accomplished coach who won he's won many titles in the US than any other coach. This is what he says about success. He says, success is peace of mind, which is a direct result of self-satisfaction in knowing that you did your best to become the best that you are capable of becoming. The peace of mind that comes from the self-satisfaction of knowing that you did your best to become the best that you are capable of becoming. My dear friend, you can become greater than wherever you are, no matter where you are. My question to you, are you doing your best today to become the best that you are capable of becoming? All the talents that God has given you is his gift to you. What you become is your thank you to God. And we at CTL Africa are here to support you. We are here to encourage you. We are here to empower you, to bring you the resources and the people that will help you. So make the decision today. Join us at Live to Lead. Join some of our programs. Our Step Up program for organizations is great. We have mastermind classes. Our growth journey is wonderful. Many corporates and executives are on it, and we want to encourage you. Your growth is very important. Make a decision today. Let us know how we can help you to register. Actually, tomorrow is the last day for the early bird on Live to Lead. Live to Lead is 2,500 for the live event, and the virtual event is 1,000. If you register now, by close of day tomorrow, you will have a 10% early bird discount. From the 1st of September, the early bird is expired and you have to pay the full amount. Sarah, that's my presentation. Today matters. What we've tried to share is that we sometimes overestimate what we can achieve in a year, in a month, in several years, but we underestimate what we can do today. It is what we are doing today, daily, that will fuel the results and the success tomorrow. Thank you very much, Sarah.
Thank you, Uncle Sam. Thank you so much. This is beautiful. Today matters. So, what are you doing daily? How are we using the 12 daily, the 12 dozens? Is that what John calls it? The 12 dozens. And to help you really work on that, I think on our platform, the leadership platform, Gideon will be putting a little workbook there for you, the 12 areas that Sam did share with us to help you really plan daily, focusing daily on what little actions you can take. So look out for that on our site. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe to our YouTube, our Facebook, and our LinkedIn handles. Okay. Thank you, Uncle Sam. So let's see what your comments are, what your questions are for Uncle Sam. And I believe I'll see most of you at Leave to Lead. Let me see. Shally Caleb is here. Yes, Caleb was with us last year, and he is joining from the University of Ghana. And what he says is that, wow, these are basically belief systems, the misconceptions that Sam shared, and also daily management of success decisions. He's also saying he chooses to prepare and he chooses to prepare again. And last but not the least, he said he's not going to miss Leave to Lead. He can't wait for the interesting sessions ahead. Great. Let's see other comments. St. Caleb. Let me see other contributors. David Upon says, great lessons. Jerry Osei Poku say, wow, I can't wait to meet this day. Interesting lessons ahead. Thank you. And Jerry continues to say, yes, please repeat the lecture fee and brief some of us how one can do the payment. Okay, so Jerry, reach out to CTL. I guess Gideon will put the link as well as the phone number where you can reach out to CTL. And Daniela J. Labby says, what a powerful presentation. Thanks for the great insights. Abenyi Liam B says, I am happy to know that good is an enemy best. Thank you, Uncle Sam. Sam, I'm not seeing any questions, but tell me, Sam, as we wait for others to put in their questions, tell me if you are there to join us again on the platform. How have you been living your 12 daily principles? Give us just an example how you have lived one or two.
Sarah, I didn't get your question. You say, how have I?
Lived the 12 areas that you shared with us. How have you been applying that
Yeah.
daily? Just share with us one or two.
Oh, all right. Okay. Let me just bring that up again, Sarah. Just briefly. Sarah, for me,
Mm-hmm.
for me, attitude, attitude, attitude. I believe that you choose your happiness. I believe that when you wake up in the morning, you choose your attitude, because your attitude, like pregnancy, goes before you. Okay, people meet it before they see you. So you have to choose how you want to feel. You want to choose how you want to relate to people. There's so many things happen to us. What happens to us is not what is important. It's our reaction. So for me, that is one of the big things that is important to me. Also, generosity is very important to me, Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
because it's what you give that would be able to empower you. It gives you courage. It gives you, when you give kindness, for example, to people, it just gives you some encouragement and the joy. And that's to live your life. Values are so important. So these are some of the things, and you know, growth. You and I, we are growth junkies. Everything that will add value to my life, and I mean, this year, apart from reading a book on the platform to share, I think I've read maybe 10 books. So it's just, try as much as possible to to add value to you, because you can only give what you have. So those are a few things that I just want to share, but all the other things are very important. Thinking is important. Family is important to me. My faith is important. I mean, since I was young, I mean, my faith is important. My church is important to me. I don't joke with that, because God, I believe that God created us. You didn't create yourself. And I believe that you are accountable to God also. So, Sarah, those are some of the things that, for me, how I put them into practice on a daily basis, and hopefully others will share their own.
Okay, wonderful. And I can see there is a question from Abenyi Liambi saying, Sir, how can
Yes.
one turn repairs to preparation to achieve your success tomorrow?
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, as we said, I mean, we all want to make sure that the actions we are taking today are taking us forward. But we also know we are human. There are also sometimes some circumstances that can be beyond our control. So, by all means, things will happen that you may not have control over, that may damage your plans, and you may have to go back and correct. As human, we also sometimes in good faith can do things and make decisions that we think are the best, but turn out to be the wrong decision. When you get to that place, that is where attitude becomes very, very important. What is your attitude to the situations that come? A lot of the time, if you're not careful, that can crush you. But when you understand that it is not what happened to you, but your response to what happens to you, then that response, if it is constructive, would be able to turn the repairs into preparation for another day. I mean, I don't know if this will help, but let me share with you, Sarah. I mean, I, when I finished the university, I was among 7 of my colleagues who were top of class, were taken to the faculty as as teaching assistants, and by the tradition, we were supposed to get scholarships to go and do the masters and so forth. 6 of my colleagues got the scholarship. I didn't get it. So it was like things had gone back. And I mean, the whole faculty was worried. And so I had to take another route. Fortunately, one of the lecturers, Professor Mills, indicated to me there's a vacancy at the stock exchange, and I went there, I applied, and I started work. Now, when I started work, my colleagues had gone to do their masters. After working for 2 years, I still wanted to do my masters. So I had to now look out for another opportunity. I didn't give up. I was still looking. It took me 2 or 3 more years before going to do my masters. I mean, compared to my friends. But at the end of the day, by the time I was doing my masters, I had a bit more life experience. So sometimes some challenges will come, some failures will come, and there's another book. John Maxwell has a number of books on how to deal with failures. One of them is Failing Forward, how to turn the failures into stepping stone. The other book you want to read is Sometimes You Win Sometimes you learn. That's the title of a John Maxwell book. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. So it all go into the attitude with which you address it. If you understand that you cannot win all the time, sometimes your good intentions will not be good enough, you then begin to say, what is the next best thing I can do in this situation to turn things around? And then to turn those into a preparation for the future. So it's not where you fall. There's an African proverb which says, when you fall, it's not where you fall that you should watch. You should look at what caused you to fall. So you look back and learn the lessons from it. But if you don't learn the lessons from the mistakes, then the reparation will be very difficult.
Okay, beautiful.
I hope it helps.
Yes, that is a whole lesson in itself, Uncle Sam. Thank you for that. Very deep, very, very deep.
Yeah.
And if I may add to that, is how you transform these repairs and these failures into stepping stones to lead you into higher ground.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you. Uncle Sam, I can't see any more questions or contributions, but I just want to ask Gideon to play the Live to Lead advert so that people will see what is coming up for us on the 10th of October. And even before that, those who need to buy their tickets before the early bird expires, you have it in there from the leadership platform and also from CCL Africa. The links are there, so please take note and do so to benefit from the 10% discount. So Gideon, please give us the lead to lead.
Nobody ever thought their way to success. Nobody ever hoped their way to success. Nobody ever wrote goals on a planner to success. They acted. Action is what attracts. It's the action. It's the movement. People need to hear your story. People need to see your vision. And when you learn to communicate, you pass it on to others and you help so many people make a difference in the world. So let your dream come out and learn how to communicate it with excellence. Thank you very much. My name is John. I'm your friend. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Gideon. And let's see, please put the link at the comment section for us. Yes, Jerry, the link is already there. Gideon put that again for Jerry Oseipoku. Great. So, Uncle Sam, what will be the dessert? After you've drank your water, what will be the dessert that you have for us, your parting gift?
All right. Sarah, thank you so much, and thanks everybody for joining. I just want to encourage all of us. Now, sometimes, despite your good intentions, things will not go well. But every day, the way you deal with the situations that you face will determine the outcome. We are all here because of all the steps we've taken up to this point. What will tomorrow become? That depends on the steps we are taking today. So you cannot have a better future if you cannot take steps today. If you do the same things that have brought you this far, you will not, and you didn't get a good result, you will not get good results. So I want to encourage all of us. Let's set the vision, but let's make the decision today that we want to invest in ourselves, that you want to grow, that you want to make tomorrow better, Because just to quote John Maxwell, to close, if tomorrow is not going to be better, then why do you need today? What do you need today for if tomorrow is not going to be better? And if tomorrow is going to be better, it depends on what you do today. What you do today with yourself, with your finances, with your money, with your team, with your company. What you do today is what is going to determine tomorrow. So I want to encourage you, make the right decisions today and discipline yourself. And that is what is going to give us the results. Thank you so very much, Sarah, for anchoring this for us.
Thank you so much.
And thanks everybody for sharing.
Thank you, Uncle Sam, and thank you, CTL, for yet another super lesson on Today Matters. So, friends, we have come to the end of our time this week. It's been a pleasure being your host, and we look forward to seeing you again next week for another great episode. Until then, thanks to all of you and to CTL for really powering this session and for over the years, over 3 years. So there, you all have the links as requested, and we look forward to receiving your registrations. Until next week, it's bye-bye from the Leadership Platform. Bye.
For over a decade, CTL Africa Leadership has been more than a service provider. We are your dedicated partner in leadership growth, specializing in leadership development, corporate governance, strategy, culture, change management, and customer service. We focus on relational skills and personal growth essentials for effective and sustainable leadership. Our approach blends masterclasses, mastermind groups, gamified learning, and executive coaching to create impactful and engaging programs. Introducing our 2025 Corporate Development Catalog. For all heads of organizations and HR leaders, call us now to request your copy today and take your organization to the next level in 2025.